Good afternoon, Mr. President, Mr. Majority Leader. First, let me thank Senator Tulfo for his work on the overseas Filipino workers and express my support for the bill. I don't know whether I should be happy or sad today because when we drafted from scratch the law or the bill that created the Department of Migrant Workers, precisely yung laman ng bill na to, ang intention, kaya ka may specific department for migrant workers, ay ma-accomplish na nito yung mga adikain ng bill na to. So, don't get me wrong. It's a very good bill. We need it. It's just that after decades in the legislature, in the House of Representatives and here, we sometimes wonder, do we always need a law or can the departments get things done, especially when it is completely under its mandate? Just a little bit of history, Mr. President. When we first drafted, at least my version of the law, I was still in the Senate, then it was passed when I joined the House of Representatives and was Speaker for a brief period. The House version was actually the Department of Overseas Filipinos. Because, for example, in the US, we have 6 million Filipino Americans. In Europe, third, fourth generation na yung mga Filipinos doon. Some of them never been to the Filipinos, but sabi nga ng mga lolo nila, proud kami dito kasi ito yung mga graduates, professional, ito yung mga nasa mga bagong industriya na uso ngayon, at ito na yung mga may pera. So the original intent was not only to help our OFWs, but there were 3 original intents there. Now, 1, to really develop the global Filipino. 2, to have a specific department na walang ginawa kung hindi humanap ng better opportunities for Filipinos abroad. For example, apples to apples, 2-3 countries where Filipinos serve as nannies. Apples to apples, maganda sweldo, maganda kalagayan, pero yung isang country, delikado, whether because of culture, whether because of misunderstandings, or whether there's high crime there. That department is supposed to look for another country or to develop the country where mas feasible, mas safe ang mga Filipino. The third intention was really to look at the next generation. So for example, if you go to Hong Kong, makikita mo for a measly compared to, so for example, 5,000 Hong Kong, which is about 40,000 pesos. Definitely, Mr. President, hindi kikitain ng kasambahay dito sa Pilipinas yon. So malaki yon para sa isang kasambahay dito, para kitain yon. Pero measly siya kung iiwanan mo ang pamilya mo for that amount compared dun sa iba who are getting $2,000, $4,000. Pero kung sasabihin nyo, well, yung kumukuha kasi for example ng, let's say 100,000 pesos worth to 150, sila yung mga chef. Ito yung chef ng hindi pa nga yung mga Michelin, but yung mga, let's say, semi-fast food sa Singapore. But having said that, let's say the 40,000 na kasambahay na wala kang sariling kwarto dahil mahal ang space sa Hong Kong, na Sunday ka lang pwede lumabas at pagkatapos lahat pinagagawa sa iyo, laba, linis, alaga ng bata, for just a little bit more educational attainment, you can make 80,000 or 100,000 in sales also in Hong Kong or in Singapore. So my point, Mr. President, is that in supporting this bill, may I also urge my 2 colleagues, the 2 Senator Raffy and Senator Erwin, by next year, up for mandatory review yung batas ng DMW. Kasi when it was passed end of 2021, na pirmahan ko, hindi ako nagkakamali, start ng 2022, And then, so by start of next year, mandatory review nung 5 years. So none of us who sponsored during that time at wala pang Tulfo sa Senado noon, meron na sa Kongreso, if I may say to my friend Senator Raffy, the better Tulfo was in the House of Representatives, si Madam. We're not saying it's a perfect bill. In fact, my argument whether or not dapat ihiwalay ang DMW sa Department of Foreign Affairs. And when I suddenly became Secretary of Foreign Affairs but filed this bill, si Attorney Sara sitting behind me, si Yusek Sara, who handled, ano tawag doon? What do you call it? Yeah, the migrant workers affairs. They asked us, itutuloy mo pa ba yung bill? Ikaw na yung Secretary of Foreign Affairs. At sinagot ko sa kanila, alam mo, sa bawat puntahan ko, pagka multilateral siya, parang isisingit mo yung pag-meet sa OFWs. Multilateral meaning UN, yung iba-ibang states, di ba? ASEAN, ganon. Pero pag bilateral engagement siya, punta ka sa Japan, punta ka sa Korea, medyo standard na ma-meet mo yung OFWs. But let's say when I went to Saudi Arabia, we had 3 things in our agenda: security, economics, and then OFWs. Ang pinakamarami sa listahan yung OFWs. And I have to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and my counterpart then, because sinabi sa akin ng ambassador doon, and I have to thank Ambassador Alonto, na parang, sir, sa 7-8 na hingin natin, baka 3 lang ibigay nila. But you know, he patiently seated in front of me, isa-isa. Tapos, nung nagko-coffee, nagdi-dinner na kami after, sabi ko kay Ambassador, ba't mo sinabing 3 lang? Sabi niya, sir, sa dami kong meetings with secretaries at sa diplomacy, hindi mo mahihingi lahat, humahaba meeting, di ba, may kasabihan na humingi ka ng 1, humingi ng 10, ganun din. So usually, hingin mo yung pinakamalaki. So my point is, Mr. President, is that the reality is that OFW welfare is such a pillar of our diplomacy and our foreign policy that siya yung unang tinatamaan kung wala kang separate department. Having said that, iba kasi ang stature ng DFA. Kahit ano sabihin mo, pag pumunta ka ng China, ng Korea, ng US, di ba, mas talagang sasalubungin, kakausapin, mas may weight pag yung Secretary of Foreign Affairs than the Secretary of Migrant Workers. Tapos meron ka pang Labor Secretary. So sa ibang mga bansa, Labor Secretary ang kilala, wala naman silang Department of Migrant Workers. So sometimes you need to bring your Secretary of Foreign Affairs, your Secretary of Labor, and your Secretary of Migrant Workers. Going back to my point, I'd like to support the provision na nilagay ni Senator Tulfo Raffy na interagency. Because for example, no, going back to Hong Kong, what is sad for me is binigay na nung OFW yung buong buhay niya para sa maliit na sweldo, between 25 to 40,000, malaki na yung 40 doon. Pero yung anak niya, hindi pa rin nakapag-aral, so yung anak, doon pa rin napupunta. Unlike for example, yung nakita ko mga engineer at architect sa Saudi, sila ang hari doon eh. Sila ang medyo siga doon eh. And then talagang proud sila kasi nga, hindi lang entry level ang pagpunta ng anak. And then because there's so much construction, when they go back to the Philippines or when they're recruited in Europe or Southeast Asia, partnership material na yung mga nandun. So I really hope we pass this bill, but I hope we can review it side by side with how the Department of Migrant Workers can be more effective. No? Last point is that during President Aquino's time, 2013, there was a push for more support for micro, small, and medium enterprise. And if you reviewed Asia, you take out the 3 bigger countries, Japan, China, and then in-include sa review yung India, although we strictly speaking sa Asia, no? Parang nahuhuli na naman tayo sa dami ng programa for entrepreneurship. So, ang dami-dami nilang programa for startups. So, if in many countries like Singapore and Korea, if you have a good idea and tingin nila ma-implement mo, may pera. Sa atin, 5-6 pa rin ang baksak mo. Pag wala ka talagang kapital, the banks are out, the pawn shops are out, ang landing mo talaga 5-6, na may limit din ang pwede mong utangin. And even if makautang ka ng 1 million sa 5-6, you have to pay 20% or a little bit over 20%. So I hope that in passing this bill, we can all help Senator Tulfo in making sure that DTI, SB Corp, the Central Bank, DepEd, CHED are all doing their job, that the next generation of OFWs will have better opportunities, not only because there's a bill like this, but because they're better educated, they're better funded, and we had better programs for all of them. Having said that, I'm excited to discuss this at the proper time and to ask the departments how they will not only help this bill and coordinate, but how will they make sure that this bill will really translate into success for our OFWs. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Minority Leader. At the